Dear you, I'm writing to you from a version of yourself who remembers the overwhelming experience of feeling too many emotions at the same time. So many that you didn't know where one ended and the next began. It wasn't just sadness or anxiety or frustration or hope. It was all of them woven together into something complicated and heavy. You didn't know what to label it. You only knew it felt like your heart was carrying more than it had room for. I remember how confusing it felt to wake up already full of emotions that didn't match the day, full of thoughts that didn't have a clear direction, full of sensations you couldn't explain. Some moments, you felt fragile. Other moments, you felt numb. Sometimes you wanted to cry. Sometimes you wanted to disappear. Sometimes you wanted to be held. Sometimes you wanted to be alone. And the contradiction made you think something was wrong with you. You didn't know how to talk about it because people often expect emotions to come one at a time. They expect sadness to look like sadness, joy to look like joy, fear to look like fear. But your emotions were layered, stacking on top of one another until you couldn't separate them. How do you explain? I'm overwhelmed, but I don't even know with what. How do you explain? I want to be close to people, but also want to hide. How do you explain? I'm carrying feelings that don't have names. So you stayed silent. You tried to sort the emotions privately. You tried to make sense of them quietly. You tried to manage them on your own because you felt like no one else would understand. And while you held everything inside, the world continued moving around you, as if nothing was happening, as if you weren't unraveling internally. You still handled responsibilities. You still responded when people needed you. You still kept up appearances. But beneath all of that, you felt like a volcano trying not to erupt. I saw how heavy it was for you. I saw the way your eyes looked tired even when you smiled. I saw the way your shoulders carried the weight of unspoken emotions. I saw how you kept pushing through even when your heart felt too full to function. You weren't dramatic. You weren't broken. You were simply overwhelmed by emotions that deserved more space than you were allowed to give them. And feeling too much doesn't mean you are too much. It means you are human, deeply human. In a world that rarely slows down long enough to hold your feelings with care. Your past self understands now that the emotional overload you felt had a root, a gentle but powerful one. You had been absorbing emotions for years. Your own emotions, other people's emotions. The emotions you suppressed because there wasn't time to feel them. The emotions you ignored because you didn't want to burden anyone. The emotions you hid because you were afraid they would be misunderstood. Your emotional capacity wasn't lacking. It was overloaded. You were asked to hold too much without being taught how to release. You were expected to be strong without being given a space to crumble. You were encouraged to be understanding without being understood. And so your heart became a container for everything. Your feelings, other people's feelings, old memories, old wounds, future fears, unspoken hopes. Of course, it became full. Your past self also understands that emotions rarely arrive one at a time. When one feeling stirs, it awakens others. A small disappointment pokes at an old hurt. A new fear shakes hands with a past anxiety. A sudden sadness taps into unresolved grief. Emotions are not separate threads. They are a tapestry, and when one thread is pulled, the rest shift. You weren't failing to manage your emotions. Your emotions were asking to be felt, not dissected, not judged, not controlled. Just felt, and because you didn't feel safe expressing them, not because of others, but because you feared losing control. They accumulated quietly, layer upon layer, soft but heavy until it all felt like too much. But here's the truth your past self sees clearly now. Having many feelings at once is not a flaw. It's depth. It's sensitivity. It's emotional intelligence trying to wake up. Your mind wanted answers, but your heart wanted acknowledgement. Your brain tried to fix every feeling, but your emotions didn't need fixing. They needed space. You weren't meant to hold everything by yourself. You were meant to let emotions move through you, not live inside you indefinitely. And when you couldn't give them space, they stacked. The heaviness you felt was never from one emotion. It was from all the ones you never gave yourself permission to feel fully. But that doesn't mean you were weak. It means you were overdue for emotional release. It means you were carrying years of unspoken truth. It means you were growing in ways you didn't yet recognize. Now, I'm speaking to the you reading this, the you who still sometimes feels overwhelmed by emotions you can't name. The you who still fears collapsing under emotional weight. The you who still thinks you're too much when your heart starts feeling full. Take a slow breath. Let your chest rise gently. Let this truth sink deeper than your fear. You are allowed to feel everything, and you do not need to organize your emotions to deserve peace. You don't need to label every sensation. You don't need to explain every wave. You don't need to justify your feelings before allowing yourself to feel them. Your heart knows how to release emotions when you stop holding them hostage. Crying is release. Writing is release. Stillness is release. Talking is release. Breathing is release. You are not meant to hold everything indefinitely. Your emotional depth is not a burden. It is a gift. You are someone who feels life intensely. Someone who doesn't experience the world on a shallow level. Someone who senses the hidden layers beneath every moment. That sensitivity may overwhelm you at times, but it will also help you connect, heal, understand, and love in ways many never do. One day, you will see your emotional fullness as strength, not weakness. One day, you will understand that your many feelings are not chaos. They are clarity waiting to be heard. One day, you will stop apologizing for having a heart that feels deeply. And that day will change everything. For now, you don't need to solve your emotions. You only need to soften toward them. Let them move. Let them exist. Let them teach you what they came to teach. You are not too much. You are enough. You've always been enough. Take another gentle breath. Let it loosen the knot inside your chest. Let it remind you, you can feel everything without breaking. You can carry much without losing yourself. You can release emotions without losing control. Your heart is resilient. Your feelings are valid. Your emotional depth is beautiful. And you deserve to feel light again, not because you forced yourself to, but because you finally let yourself feel first. Sincerely, you